to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Accomplishment Coaching is proud to present the following fine programming. Accomplishment Coaching, where coaches lead and leaders coach. AccomplishmentCoaching.com.
Welcome to Leadership Insights Radio.
Thanks for listening in. I'm Wade Taylor. On this show and in this segment, we're speaking with Catherine Sherlock, and hopefully we are fulfilling her mission statement, which is elevating the leadership conversation. And you can learn more about her, that, and everything she's involved with at highermindfulness.com. So I encourage you to open up a browser window, check that out. If you missed our first segment, I suggest you look that up and listen in as we're talking about how leadership can be broken. You know, leaders are human, and there are internal struggles, external struggles, and there are lessons that they have to learn, which, of course, somebody brilliant like Catherine can guide them to. And to carry forward that concept, one of the things that causes leaders who, again, are human to have issues is the fact that oftentimes we're operating from a fear-based situation, and that can lead to high levels of stress and other negative things. So, Catherine, tell us a little bit about what you've learned from your clients about how they are experiencing stress and fear.
Well, it comes up, mostly it comes up through the emotions. So, again, we're coming back to that place of learning to operate in a different way. We're learning to not be fear-based. And we are all very much fear-based in this life. We operate from a fear-based place. But there are ways to, well, the first way of change is to become aware of that issue. I'll give you another example. We have a tendency to be operating out of an energy of trying to prove ourselves all the time.
Uh-huh.
And we learn that. We're schooled in that, for one thing, right? We learn that all the way along. But when you start to become aware that you're coming out of that energy of trying to prove, it's a very stressful, it's a very exhausting kind of energy. There's a deeper place that you can get to where you're not operating from a place where you're trying to prove yourself. And that comes across in a different way. So these things are all very subtle, but they have big consequences in the outer world. Those inner changes have big consequences in the outer world. And I think we were talking before in the first segment about that feeling of lack of control over stress, that feeling of emotional pressure. Anytime you can reduce the emotional pressure in your life, you're going to get good outcomes. You're going to get big changes. And we're starting to see the research prove that. You know, it used to be that, stress has always been a bit of a badge of honor. And now the research is coming out to show that's not an honor. That is not where you operate at your best. Yeah. And so for you as a leader, the best thing you can do is learn to decrease that emotional pressure. But it's also the biggest gift you can give to the people working, to your team, the people working for you, is to give them the gift of learning how to decrease emotional pressure.
Right, be a good role model. And it just reminds me of how, we have in the past and still to a large extent today gotten in this situation where going without sleep is bragging rights. I only slept 3 hours last night because I'm going to be so productive, forgetting that human physiology says, yeah, actually you need a little bit more sleep than that, or you're going to be damaging yourself physically and mentally. But again, we just seem to embrace stress when we need to be releasing it.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's that badge of honor thing, and that's um, something that you've got to fight against. That's something that you've got to change within yourself. And when you hear those voices, telling yourself, "Oh, just go," just go, 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 and you've got to do it for your people as well.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to be that great model. So it sounds like part of how you help your clients is you have them unlearn things.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of breakthrough. I don't think we've even begun to tap into our potential as humans. And I think a lot of breakthrough comes. I know from my personal life and the people around me, the people I work with, a lot of breakthrough comes from unlearning. A lot of breakthrough comes from those paradigm shifts, from questioning the status quo. Um, that's big. Yeah, that's a lot of changes.
Yeah. Now, as people are reaching out to you and, again, trying to, on whatever level they can on their own, understand their life, is there any resources you'd like to point them to that A, would help them, but B, you kind of wish they would absorb before they walk through your door?
You can always follow my blog. I'm just starting to put out more regular articles on it. But I would say, I purposely start where people are, wherever they are. I meet them where they are. I don't have a canned program, for example. Um, I believe in starting again with those goals of what you want in life and making them bigger goals. Is the larger you make your goals in life, the more we elevate that conversation, the more it calls out to you in a different way, and the more it changes your progress forward.
Well, and can you drill down into that a little bit? Because, typically when we're thinking goals, especially in the world of business, it is purely money. It is purely bottom line. And then as you do it for a while, you discover how unfulfilling that is. So share with us a little bit of what your thoughts are in terms of setting goals.
Well, I think you want to think about your bigger life goals. I mean, so for example, if you think about business, you've got a balance between or you've got a balance among all your daily responsibilities, the things that are coming onto you and that you've got to deal with. And then you've got, hopefully, um, coming into an ever deeper expression of your self gifts, because really, what are you here for otherwise? And then also a balancing a question of what is this life mystery what is this life about? What is this life's mystery? Um, what are we doing here? What's the bigger picture? Now, that's a very different place to start a business conversation from. And I think it blasts open doors in terms of innovation, in terms of reconnecting with ourselves and others, um, just in terms of all those things that you want on a deeper level.
And talk to us about how doing that gives us a greater clarity and a greater stability and can make life in general less stressful from the get go.
Because a lot of emotional pressure is a disconnection from yourself, from others, from your purpose, from your values. So the more you come into alignment with those things, the 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 better you're going to feel as a person, the more you're going to be able to express your deeper gifts. The the easier things will roll out for you. The better you'll know. You'll have a better decision making guide within you. The easier, the less inner turmoil you have. Just all those things. Your relationships will improve, and you'll feel more fulfilled, and you'll feel basically more joy.
Right. So as you become more aware of your life goals, in some ways you can say it's going to give you a new set of KPIs. And everybody in the business world, especially in like the online marketing that I'm dealing with, key performance indicators, KPIs, KPIs. But if those are purely cash, then that's all you're going to ever chase. We only chase that which we've set forth as the goal. And so I love how you're encouraging, all the leaders out there to think more expansively, be that holistic person, and that will benefit your business bottom line.
Yeah, the research is showing that will benefit your business line, your bottom line. And at the same time, we're only here for this limited time in this life, right? So it's like, well, why not make the best of it? Why not make the best of it by having the biggest conversation and the biggest impact you can? And that starts with elevating yourself.
Alrighty. With about a minute left, can you share with us perhaps a goal that one of your clients has come up with, just so people can understand how this might play out in the real world?
I've had a couple people who talk about wanting to be more present, wanting to have better kind of heart connections. And again, that goes back to yourself. Because if you don't first connect better with yourself, you're not going to be connected to others. You're not going to be able to be more present with other people until you are more present with yourself.
Yeah, and since no man is an island, nobody is here purely on their own. There are going to be other people involved. In the business world, we might call them stakeholders. In real life, you might call them family and friends, as well as the employees and the other stakeholders in the business. So great awareness that's being brought to our attention by Catherine Sherlock. Go to highermindfulness.com to learn more about her. We're going to be back in another segment to continue this conversation here on Leadership Insights Radio.
The National Academy of Distinguished Neutrals is an invitation-only association of over 700 of America's premier civil trial mediators and arbitrators, as rated by local litigators. The Academy's website is an invaluable resource. Firms can search for a neutral by case experience or region, and even check available dates for local mediators and arbitrators online for free. No referral or admin fees. Please visit the Academy at nadn.org today for more information.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
You've heard me talking about Progressive Medical Center. They have helped me feel my best. And Dr. Goli, tell us a little bit about integrative medicine. Why is that such a big deal at Progressive Medical Center, and how can that make me feel better?
Integrative medicine is just good medicine. It's combining the best of traditional medicine, nutritional medicine, natural medicine, and really helping the patient get to the root cause so they can take control of their health and really make an impact to improve not only their energy, their vitality, and just their overall outlook on their health and their life.
I procrastinated for a long time before I finally made an appointment. So why should someone not delay and go ahead and get set up and come see you guys?
Any journey begins with that first step, and that first step means making a decision to recognize that there's something wrong with you. Whether you have fatigue, inappropriate weight gain, not sleeping well, not concentrating, all of these issues, you can get to the root cause.
So many of us here at The Fish have gotten help from Progressive Medical Center. So why don't you find out more from them today? Go to ProgressiveMedicalCenter.com.
This is your life, live it well.